Imagine this, way back in the day, when humans were just starting to figure out how to survive in this crazy world. It's a time when food was scarce, and our ancestors were constantly on the hunt for their next meal. Picture a group of early humans, their bellies rumbling like thunder, eyes searching desperately for anything edible. And there it is, right in front of them. A creature that by all accounts looks like it could be a decent source of protein. But instead of pouncing on it like a starving lion, they just stand there, looking at this potential feast with a mix of confusion and fear. What's going on here? Why, in a world where hunger was a constant threat, would these folks be too scared to even consider taking down this animal? It's a mystery that's been baffling historians and anthropologists for ages, and trust me, the answer is way more interesting than you might think. Are you ready to dive into this fascinating tale of ancient fears and food? Let's go. In the ancient times, when our ancestors were just beginning their journey on this planet, the world was a vastly different place. The climate was extremely unpredictable, with wild swings from scorching heat to bone-chilling cold. During the Ice Ages, massive glaciers covered vast swaths of land, transforming entire continents into frozen wastelands. Imagine huge sheets of ice stretching as far as the eye could see, making survival a daily struggle. On the other hand, there were also periods of intense warmth, when tropical forests flourished in places that are now arid deserts. These rapid shifts in climate had a massive impact on the landscape and the creatures that called it home. Geographically, the terrain was rugged and diverse. Towering mountains rose up, casting imposing shadows over the land. Deep valleys carved by rivers provided vital sources of water, but also posed challenges for those trying to navigate the landscape. Vast plains stretched out, offering open spaces, but also exposing early humans to the elements and potential predators. Dense forests, filled with lush vegetation, provided shelter and resources, but was also dark and dangerous, filled with unknown creatures and hazards. In such an environment, food resources were incredibly scarce. The unpredictable climate meant that plants and animals didn't always grow or migrate in predictable patterns. This made it difficult for early humans to rely on a consistent supply of food. One day, a region might be teeming with wildlife and ripe fruits, and the next, it could be barren and empty. The constant struggle for survival in these harsh natural conditions shaped the way our ancestors interacted with the world around them, and it played a crucial role in their decisions about what animals to approach and what to avoid. After all, when you're constantly on the brink of starvation, taking unnecessary risks with potentially dangerous animals could mean the difference between life and death. With such a challenging natural environment, our early ancestors had to be resourceful when it came to finding food. One of the main ways they survived was by gathering plants. Women and children, in particular, would spend hours each day searching for edible roots, fruits, nuts, and seeds. They'd wander through forests and grasslands, keeping a keen eye out for anything that could be consumed. They learned to identify which plants were safe to eat and which ones were poisonous, passing on this knowledge from generation to generation. It was a delicate process, as one wrong choice could mean illness or even death. Hunting small animals was also a vital part of their diet. Men, using primitive weapons like spears and stone tools, would work together in small groups to track and kill animals like rabbits, deer, and smaller mammals. These hunts required patience, skill, and strategy. They had to be careful not to alert their prey, and they needed to coordinate their movements to ensure a successful kill. Hunting was dangerous, though, and not every hunt was successful. Sometimes, the animals they were chasing could turn the tables and pose a threat to the hunters themselves. Fishing was another important food source in areas near water. Early humans would use makeshift fishing tools, like sharpened sticks or woven baskets, to catch fish and other aquatic creatures. This provided a steady supply of protein and nutrients, especially in coastal or riverine regions. Collecting insects and other small creatures was also common. These might seem like insignificant sources of food, but in a world where every calorie counted, they could make a big difference in survival. Gathering and hunting were crucial to the survival of early humans, but they were also fraught with risks, and the biting knee. The very animals they relied on for food could be dangerous, and the constant need for food meant that they had to balance the benefits of a potential meal with the potential dangers of interacting with certain creatures. This delicate balance played a key role in shaping their behavior and their relationship with the animal world. In the ancient world, our ancestors faced a plethora of threats, and poisonous animals were among the most dangerous. Let's take a look at some of the deadly creatures that roamed the earth back then. One of the most notorious was the snake. From the venomous vipers to the deadly cobras, snakes were everywhere, lurking in the shadows and striking without warning. Their venom could kill a person in a matter of minutes, causing excruciating pain and paralysis. Imagine our early ancestors, out gathering food or hunting, unaware of the silent danger slithering nearby. One wrong step, and it could mean a painful, premature end. Then there were the scorpions. These creepy crawlies were a nightmare for ancient humans. With their powerful pincers and venomous stingers, they could deliver a painful and potentially lethal bite. Scorpions were common in many regions, especially in arid and desert areas. At night, when early humans might seek shelter or huddle together for warmth, scorpions could easily sneak up on them, making nighttime a particularly perilous time. Jellyfish were also a threat, especially for those early humans living near coastal waters. Their transparent bodies made them difficult to spot, and their stinging tentacles could deliver a painful and sometimes fatal shock. A swimmer could easily be stung multiple times, causing severe pain, muscle cramps, and even respiratory failure. Poisonous frogs were another danger. In the lush rainforests, brightly colored frogs, like the golden poison frog, were a deadly menace. Their skin was coated with potent toxins that could kill a human with just a tiny amount. Early humans, attracted by the vibrant colors, could easily make the mistake of touching one, with disastrous consequences. These poisonous animals posed a constant threat to our ancestors' survival. One encounter could mean death, and with limited understanding of these creatures' toxicities, it's no wonder that early humans learned to avoid them at all costs. Their fear was well-founded, as these animals could strike quickly and silently, making them some of the most terrifying creatures in the ancient world. It was a lesson learned the hard way, and it shaped the way our ancestors interacted with the natural world, influencing their decisions about what animals to approach and what to steer clear of. In the prehistoric era, the world was filled with fierce and formidable predators that ruled the land, sea, and sky. Let's delve into the world of these mighty beasts and explore why our ancestors had good reason to fear them. Take the saber-toothed cat, or Smilodon, for example. These creatures were the apex predators of their time, with massive canine teeth that could grow up to 7 inches long. Imagine the terror of encountering a Smilodon, with its razor-sharp teeth and powerful jaws capable of delivering a devastating bite. They were built for hunting large prey, like mammoths and giant sloths, and their ambush tactics made them incredibly effective hunters. Our early ancestors, who were smaller and less equipped, would have stood little chance against such a formidable foe. Even a single swipe from those massive teeth could be fatal. Then there's the dire wolf, a cousin of the modern wolf, but much larger and more aggressive. These creatures roamed the Ice Age landscapes in packs, hunting everything from bison to horses. Their strength, speed, and pack mentality made them a force to be reckoned with. Early humans would have been wise to avoid these predators, as a confrontation could quickly turn into a deadly battle. The giant short-faced bear was another terrifying creature. Standing up to 10 feet tall and weighing up to 15,600 pounds, these bears were the largest carnivores to ever walk the earth. With their massive size and strength, they could easily overpower any human they encountered. While they were primarily plant eaters, they were not to be trifled with, and their territorial nature made them dangerous to approach. In the seas, the megalodon was the ultimate predator. This massive shark could grow up to 60 feet long and had teeth the size of a human hand. It hunted whales and other large marine creatures, making it the top of the ocean food chain. Early humans who ventured into the water would have been at the mercy of this terrifying beast, with little chance of survival if encountered. These powerful predators dominated their environments and posed a significant threat to our ancestors. Their size, strength, and hunting abilities made them formidable adversaries, and it was wise for early humans to avoid them whenever possible. The fear of these creatures was justified, as they represented a very real danger in a world where survival was already a daily struggle. While poisonous and fierce predators were obvious threats, there were also animals with unique defense mechanisms that kept early humans at bay. The porcupine, for instance, is covered in thousands of sharp quills. These quills are modified hairs that can easily puncture the skin and cause intense pain. If an early human accidentally got too close, they could be left with a face or body full of quills, making it a painful and potentially life-threatening encounter. The porcupine's defense mechanism was so effective that it deterred even the hungriest hunter. The tortoise, with its hard shell, presented a different kind of challenge. Its shell is a natural fortress, providing protection from almost any predator. While it might seem like an easy target, trying to attack a tortoise would be futile, as it could simply retreat into its shell and wait out any threat. Early humans, lacking the tools and knowledge to break through the shell, would have quickly learned that tortoises were not worth the effort. The armadillo, with its armor-like plates, was another creature that was difficult to approach. These plates protect the armadillo from predators, making it nearly impervious to attack. If threatened, an armadillo can roll into a ball, presenting an impenetrable defense. For early humans, trying to hunt an armadillo would be like trying to break through a stone wall. An impossible task. These animals, with their effective defense mechanisms, taught our ancestors an important lesson. Not all creatures were easy prey, and some had evolved unique ways to protect themselves. The wise choice was to avoid these animals and seek out easier targets, ensuring survival in a world where every decision could mean life or death. In the harsh and unpredictable ancient world, our ancestors' survival hinged on their ability to recognize danger. Their understanding of the risks posed by certain animals developed through a combination of instinct, observation, and bitter experience. Instinct played a crucial role. Just like how babies today are born with an innate fear of loud noises and sudden movements, early humans likely had an instinctive wariness of creatures that posed a threat. This primal fear, passed down through generations, helped them avoid obvious dangers like large predators with sharp teeth and claws. Observation was also key. Over time, early humans learned to watch animals and their behaviors. They noticed that snakes slithered silently and struck quickly, that scorpions emerged at night and had a painful sting. By paying attention to these creatures' habits and movements, they could anticipate potential danger and stay out of harm's way. Bitter experience, unfortunately, was often the most effective teacher. Encounters with poisonous animals or powerful predators could be life-threatening. Those who survived these close calls passed on their knowledge to others, warning of the dangers of certain creatures. Tales of such incidents were likely shared around fires at night, ensuring that the younger generations learned from their elders' mistakes. Over generations, this knowledge was accumulated and passed down, becoming a vital part of early humans' understanding of the natural world. It was a system of learning that helped them navigate the many dangers of their environment, ensuring the survival of their species. Faced with the numerous dangerous animals in their environment, early humans didn't just rely on avoidance. They developed a range of giveaway and strategies to protect themselves and increase their chances of survival. One of the most important strategies was to avoid direct confrontation whenever possible. Early humans learned to recognize the signs of dangerous animals, like the distinctive markings of poison snakes or the territorial behavior of large predators. They would then steer clear of these areas, choosing to hunt or gather in safer territories. This might mean moving to different parts of the landscape or altering their daily routines to avoid potential conflicts. Tools were also crucial in dealing with dangerous creatures. By using primitive weapons like spears and clubs, early humans could keep a safe distance from predators while still attempting to hunt for food. These tools gave them a sense of security and control, allowing them to defend themselves if necessary. Traps were another ingenious invention. Early humans would set traps using natural materials like branches and vines to catch smaller animals. These traps could also be used to deter larger predators, making hunting grounds and living areas safer. Cooperation was essential for survival. Early humans lived in groups and worked together to protect each other. When encountering a dangerous animal, they would coordinate their movements, using their numbers and collective jiwei to outsmart or scare off the creature. By combining these jiwei, her strategies, early humans were able to navigate the dangerous animal world around them. They learned to adapt to their environment, using their intelligence and creativity to overcome the challenges posed by fierce predators and poisonous creatures. This not only ensured their survival, but also laid the foundation for the development of more advanced societies and cultures. In ancient times, cultural tranching was the lifeline that connected generations and ensured the survival of early humans. When it came to avoiding certain animals, this tranching played a pivotal role in passing on vital knowledge. Oral storytelling was the primary mode of transmission. Around flickering fires at night, elders would share tales of their encounters with dangerous creatures. They described the telltale signs of a venomous snake, the distinctive growl of a saber-toothed cat, or the painful sting of a scorpion. These stories, filled with vivid details and dramatic flair, not only entertained but also educated the younger generations. Children, wide-eyed and attentive, would absorb these tales, learning to recognize the dangers that lurked in their environment. Rituals and ceremonies also reinforced this knowledge. In many cultures, certain animals were associated with specific rituals. For example, a tribe might perform a ritual honoring a powerful predator like the lion, acknowledging its strength and danger. Through these rituals, the fear and respect for these animals were ingrained in the minds of community members, ensuring that they treated these creatures with caution. Artwork and symbols were another important aspect of cultural tranching. Cave paintings, for instance, often depicted animals that were significant to a tribe. These paintings might show a hunting scene, highlighting the tactics used to hunt a certain animal, or they might depict a dangerous creature, with exaggerated features to emphasize its danger. By seeing these images, early humans were constantly reminded of which animals to approach and which to avoid. Cultural tranching was essential in ensuring that the knowledge of dangerous animals was not lost. It allowed early humans to navigate the perilous world around them, avoiding unnecessary risks and increasing their chances of survival. This tranching was not just a collection of stories and symbols. It was the wisdom of their ancestors, guiding them through the challenges of life. The formation of taboos against certain animals in ancient times was a complex process, influenced by various factors. Fear, superstition, and practical concerns all played a part in shaping these cultural norms. Fear, of course, was a natural starting point. Encounters with dangerous animals, like venomous snakes or fierce predators, left a lasting impression on early humans. This fear, combined with a limited understanding of these creatures, led to a sense of mystery and awe around them. Over time, this fear evolved into superstition, with people believing that these animals possessed supernatural powers or were connected to the spiritual world. For example, a tribe might believe that a certain animal was the spirit of an ancestor or a powerful deity, and therefore, it should not be harmed. Practical concerns also contributed to the formation of taboos. Early humans recognized that interacting with certain animals could pose a significant risk to their survival. A hunting party that was injured or killed by a powerful predator would weaken the entire community. To avoid such outcomes, it was safer to establish a taboo against hunting or interacting with these animals. The impact of these taboos on survival was significant. On one hand, they helped to reduce unnecessary risks. By avoiding dangerous animals, early humans were less likely to suffer injuries or fatalities, which improved their chances of survival and allowed the community to thrive. Taboos also helped to conserve animal populations. In a world where food resources were scarce, overhunting certain animals could lead to their extinction. By placing taboos on certain creatures, early humans ensured that these animals could continue to reproduce and provide food in the future. On the other hand, taboos could also limit the options available to early humans. If a community had a taboo against a certain animal that was a potential food source, they might have to rely on less reliable or less nutritious sources of food. This could lead to food shortages and nutritional deficiencies, posing their own set of challenges. In the end, the formation of animal taboos was a complex balancing act between fear, superstition, and practicality. While they had their drawbacks, these taboos played an important role in shaping early human behavior and ensuring the survival of our ancestors in a hostile and unpredictable world. In the ancient world, our ancestors' reluctance to approach certain animals was shaped by a complex interplay of factors. The harsh and unpredictable natural environment, with its extreme climates and scarce food resources, forced early humans to constantly assess the risks around them. Poisonous creatures, like snakes and scorpions, powerful predators such as the saber-toothed cat, and animals with effective defenses like the porcupine, posed immediate threats that demanded caution. Cognitively, their understanding of danger developed through instinct, observation, and experience, guiding their decisions. Culturally, oral traditions, rituals, and artwork passed on knowledge and created taboos, shaping their perceptions and behavior. All these elements combined to ensure the survival of early humans, teaching them when to avoid and when to engage with the animal world around them. The story of our ancestors and their interactions with animals offers a profound lesson for modern humans. In a world that's increasingly impacted by human activities, with biodiversity loss and ecosystem degradation on the rise, we need to reflect on our place in nature. Just like our ancestors learned to coexist with the animal world, finding a balance between survival and respect, we too must strive for harmony. We have the knowledge and technology to better understand and protect the natural world, but do we have the wisdom to use it responsibly? As we continue to shape our environment, we should draw on the ancient wisdom of caution and respect, ensuring that our actions don't harm the delicate balance of life on Earth. It's time to embrace a more sustainable and respectful relationship with nature, learning from the past to secure a brighter future for all living beings.